Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Donkey Kong Country 2. We're moving on to the flying Krock. Remember last time we reached the top of K. Rool's tower, but he escaped with Donkey Kong into his airship, which we are now invading, and for some reason there's a level like this on it. Well, I don't think we're quite on the airship yet. We're still trying to get to it. So we do still have a few more platforming sections to get through before we can actually square off with K. Rool himself. So this is, of course, another kind of offshoot of the Bramble levels with, again, the great music to accompany it, so it's always good. We'll make our way past the bees here. Yeah, but these guys are extremely annoying on this level because they're pretty much always just throw you into the thorns. I'm gonna take him out here because I don't want him getting in the way, and then we can just make our way up through here. Again, climbing as fast as you can will avoid those guys charging at you. And if we want, we can throw our way up here and just barely get onto that platform. It can be a bit of a tricky throw. You might want to practice your team-up throws before you try that, but that'll lead us to a cannonball and a bonus game. So we can use Dixie here in order to kind of hover down, and then we can use Diddy Kong to do a roll jump up there. You need to be good at roll jumps in order to do that. That's a pretty precise one. So just take it slow. You got plenty of time. We'll drop through once we get to that section, and then once again we can do another roll jump, and that'll lead us to the token. That's a tough bonus game, but I don't think the cannonball does respawn, so if you mess up there, you've got to do a roll jump to get through there as well. So the platforming, they're not holding anything back at this point. We can also go back up here if we want for an extra life, just kind of randomly placed there. And here we've got the main kind of aspect of this level. We're going to be in this race with this kind of black parrot, and also this really great music kicks in. This is some good music, like, to race to. So we're going to have to get through with SQUAWKS. We can make our way through pretty quickly. Watch out for the bees. Of course, I didn't stop in time. And we can go down there, or we can head up through that little platform, through that little opening. You may have seen the DK medal there, but unfortunately I was not quite precise enough. So let's do it again. This time we make it through without much trouble. Go up here and get the DK medal. And if you're quick, you have enough time to still do this and win the race. You do have to actually win the race in order to complete the level. Otherwise, I think you just like die instantly. But I don't really remember off the top of my head. It's a little tricky to find your way through there, but just follow the bananas and you'll be good. And again, we can just make our way through the bees without getting hit. You feel like you're kind of in a rush, but you know, if you go too quick, you'll do something stupid like that and run into the thorns. So you don't have to rush like a whole bunch, but you do want to be fairly quick about it. So you know, don't dilly-dally around. And once again, we run into the thorns. Like I said, it's pretty easy to run into stuff if you're trying to go really fast. Alright, so let's do that again, this time without running into the thorns. And there's the finish line, so you can see we won. And that will also let us get 2 lives, because we got there just the right time, so cool. Yeah, thankfully there's not too much optional stuff you have to look out for on that level. So it's really just mostly the DK medal and then that little cannonball up there to worry about, but... Alright, so now K. Rool Duel. So thankfully it was just the one level we had to go through to get to K. Rool, and this is going to start our battle with him. So he's a little bit more difficult than he was in the first game. You may remember he was a little bit of a pushover in Donkey Kong Country 1, but he's going to be a little bit tougher this time. He's going to shoot various things out of his gun, and we'll kind of go back and forth, and we'll have to jump over and avoid him. Then once he starts sucking us in, we can throw the cannonball back into the gun, and it will cause some damage to him. So this time he's going to shoot out 2. We can just stand in the middle here and jump over him as he goes by. And we'll grab the one that is not still spiky, throw it back at him. So every now and then he will kind of get to the end of a phase, and it'll drop down a DK barrel for you to hit. Unfortunately, the DK barrel doesn't really stick around. I think after you hit him once, it disappears, so... No, if you need it on this one, you can use it, but yeah, you can see it just disappeared there, so. So this phase is basically all about avoiding the cannonballs that he shoots out, and they're gonna do various things, bounce at various heights. It's gonna be a little bit tough to get around, especially the ones that bounce like really high that you gotta go underneath. You gotta really time it out. Yeah, that's actually kind of hard, so. Thankfully, though, again, at the end of each phase, you do get another DK barrel, so and you've got, as many tries at this as he has lives, so don't have to worry about it too much. Now they're going to circle around here. Whoa, and that thing is... Okay, now he's going to shoot two at once. We can just jump over them when they're at their lowest point. Because, of course, they're not perfect circles. They're a little bit longer than they are tall in order for them to get to the end of the screen, so... Alright, there we go. So he falls down one more time, but unfortunately gets right back up, so we've still got some more to do. So these things will do various things. This one will freeze you. If you press enough buttons, though, you can get out of the way in plenty of time, so it doesn't really even matter if you get hit by those. Then he's going to have various opacities as he goes through and eventually just turn invisible, so gotta either watch the little, like, dust cloud that comes up as he goes across, or you can just get hit and use the DK barrel, either or. So these red ones you do actually want to avoid. I think they just like make you super slow, and it makes it pretty much impossible to get past the things that he shoots. So unfortunately, I can't really get hit by those and show you. Alright, so one more. He's going to shoot these purple skulls at us. The purple skulls I will actually get hit by because all it does is reverse your controls, so it's really not a big deal. What he's going to do after the purple one, though, is go in various directions. And he'll try to, like, suck you in and get ever closer. Sometimes you'll have to move to the left, sometimes you'll have to move to the right. So, if you reverse your controls, it might just make it a little bit tougher to try to figure out which direction to hit, because in order to move left, you have to hit right, Oh, I got hit on the last one, of course. Alright, so he fires out again, and I think that's the last one. Yep, we get our token, 75th. Yes! Oh, that's such a great uppercut. That's really good. So he goes flying out. Oh, ow. Oh, man. That's kind of rough. Oh, wow. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. So, of course, we've now defeated K. Rool, which means Cranky is going to greet us at the end, and we have now reached the ending. So, that's basically it. So he rescued that lazy grandson and dumped K. Rool in his own filthy swamp. Not bad for a novice. And not a novice, Diddy's been on an adventure before, he's done this. And of course, it wouldn't be Cranky Kong if he didn't sit here and tell you about how he would have done it better, but, don't take it too personally. I think he's just, would have found all the Crim coins and completed the so-called Lost World. Well, we haven't heard anything about that, but we will shortly, of course. But, don't take his insults too personally. I'm sure deep down he's actually kind of proud. So he's going to talk about his video game hero coins, which are those DK medals. So he's going to total up how many we've got as we juggle and take a sip. Text is a little slow. Sorry, there's nothing I can really do to advance it. So you can see we've got pretty much all of them on every level we saw. And, well, I've got a second screen, and about time too, yeah, pretty much. So, unfortunately, we got every DK medal we could have collected, but we're still behind Mario there. He's got 5 more than we do. At least we beat Yoshi. Look at him dancing around up there. So that may be your sign that there's still actually a little bit that we have left to do. Because we got every DK medal in every level, but we're still not number 1. So we're going to have to figure something out there. So buzz off and see if you can find some more of his coins. Second place isn't bad, but it just wouldn't be right unless we, dethroned Mario and took over number 1, right? So that's it. We're going to get our cast of characters. This is always fun to watch. It was fun to watch in the first one, and get our names of all the characters. And this is a backdrop we haven't really seen a whole lot of. I don't know that I think we went once throughout the game, but I purposefully skipped the rest of them because we're actually going to be coming back to them later. But this is Clubba's kiosk, and that's kind of what it looks like. I like the punching bag with Diddy's face on it. But we get to see all the enemies that we encountered throughout the game, as well as their in-game names. Flitter, just call them the mosquitoes, right? This is also pretty good kind of ending game music, Yeah, Screech. He was like pretty much at the end of the game, but he's in this first section because they're kind of splitting it off not by the order in which they appear, but like which type they are. Like these are the water enemies, those were the land enemies, you know. Shuri. I guess, you know, to be shuriken, right? Puffed Up. That's a great name, Puffed Up. Snapjaw, that's also a good name. Pretty sure, isn't there supposed to be 2 T's and Cutthroats? Like, I know it's supposed to start with a C as well, but otherwise it'd just be like Coothroat. It has to be Cutthroat, with 2 T's in between there. Kaboing! That's a great name. Also, none of these guys are paying the toll. It clearly says pay underneath the window there. Clobber. Clobbers are great. Yeah, well, self-explanatory, I guess. Though those, I don't guess those are cutlasses, are they? They're pretty thick. I'm not quite sure what the difference is, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just, you know, I don't know what I'm talking about. So, cannon. Well, that's self-explanatory. Cruncha. So that guy's got it easy. All he's got to do is sit on the little cart there. Yeah, so believe it or not, that guy is actually a Kremling too. I don't know how K. Rool invited them into his ranks, but yeah, and there's Klubba, which again, we haven't seen much of, but this is actually his kiosk. So now we've got the bosses. I don't know, there's something weird about the sound of him flapping there. I'm not sure if that was quite right. So there's Crow and Cleaver and Cudgel, all starting with K's once again. Even King Zing starts with a K, but I don't know that that was entirely intentional. And of course, Captain K. Rool. And then we get to the good guys, our animal friends. He's not actually bouncing, he's just like floating across the ground. That's weird, man. Squitter. Also, I never like commented on this, but I love the fact that Squitter has little shoes on his feet. That's just adorable. For some reason, Clapper comes in before SQUAWKS. Like, SQUAWKS is kind of more important, right? Then Glimmer, the guy who is at a total of 1 level. And now we've got the Kongs, so we should be nearing the end. Swanky gets first bidding here. And Funky, who doesn't get a whole lot of use and is nowhere near as cool as he was in the first game. It's disappointing. Yeah, but unfortunately, Cranky doesn't say anything. The first game, you know, the cast list was a little bit more kind of like animated. Like Cranky talked and, you know, they did their, like Diddy and Donkey did their little exchange, but, you know, still good. Alright, so those are the main stars, which we should be done with. And now we are going to move on to the credits. Ye Scurvy Kong Crew. That's an ugly font, isn't it? So here's all the people who worked on the game with first initials again. And it seems like there's plenty of room to put first names on there, but, you know, I guess first initial was good enough. So that is mostly Donkey Kong Country 2. This is kind of the end of the, you know, the main game. But as hinted at before, there is still more to come, so we're not quite done. More to come in the fact that I wouldn't even call them bonus episodes. They're really still part of the main stuff, so while we have sort of finished the, you know, the normal first quest, we've still got a little bit more to go. So we're going to have to stick around for at least for just one more video, and we will take care of the rest of it. But, you know, got the credits for now. Not a whole lot of credits. Definitely when you compare it to today's games, you know, the credits go by quite a lot quicker. Whereas if you were playing like a Ubisoft game, for example, you might be sitting at the credit screen for a good 10 or 15 minutes before they get through all of their studios and, you know, every single division within, so it takes a while. But, you know, with this one, they can afford to just do, like, big, you know, names scrolling on one at a time, because there's just not that many people that worked on it. L. Loveday. Mr. Lincoln. Hey, well, you know. So we're already on to the special thanks, so we're probably close to done. Again, I've mentioned this in other games, but when we reach the special thanks, that should mean we're reaching, like, towards the end of the credits, right? There's always just a little bit more. Got all the companies to credit: Rare, Nintendo, Silicon Graphics. But dude did a good job. The graphics look good in this game, so, you know, definitely got to give him props. The original Donkey Kong creator, got to credit Shigeru Miyamoto there, right? Alright, and that is the end. So once we reach the end, we should be taken back to the title screen here. And as we do so, you can see we are indeed only 87% of the way finished, so still more to come. Stay tuned next time, and we will take that up to 101%. Thanks for watching.